Hey, everybody. What's going on? I got some comedy dates coming up. They're all available at joerogan.net/tour. The ones that still have tickets available are May 12th at the Verizon Wireless Theater in Grand Prairie, Texas, just outside of Dallas. And May 12th, that's with Tony Hinchcliffe and Ian Edwards. And then the next one is July 7th. That is at the Ka Theater at the MGM in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that's the day before the big UFC event there. joerogan.net/tour for all that stuff. And I got some other dates that are going to be coming up soon. I'll have those announced quite shortly. This episode and all episodes of the podcast are brought to you by Onnit.com. Onnit is what we call a total human optimization company. And what we're trying to do is provide people with all the tools, meaning tools like strength and conditioning equipment, healthy supplements and foods and snacks, all the inspiration in terms of motivational videos and articles, and all the information on things like exercise physiology, nutrition, all that stuff we try to provide at Onnit.com. For the information, click on the Academy link. The Academy link will take you to a section of the site that's very important to the site because it's very important to the company. It's very important to what we stand for and what we're trying to do. And it's hundreds of articles, all on exercise, different workouts, different diets, different things on nutritional absorption, and different things on motivation. There's also a real Onnit Academy, a physical academy that's in Austin, Texas, which is a state-of-the-art gym. Great facility that also has 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu and Bang Muay Thai. We have all sorts of wonderful supplements, strength and conditioning equipment, things like kettlebells, battle ropes, steel clubs and maces and sandbags, and all things that provide you with functional strength that's directly connected to athletic movements. You can find out more about Onnit and all the different things at Onnit.com. That's ONNIT. Use the code word Rogan and you will save 10% off any and all supplements. We're also brought to you by LegalZoom. And LegalZoom is an awesome service that allows you to take care of legal stuff yourself through the comfort of your own home anytime you want. The beautiful thing about LegalZoom is, for the most part, there's a lot of things that you need to do. Like if you want to form a corporation or start an LLC, you would have to go to a lawyer's office, and it's a fucking huge pain in the ass. You have to make an appointment. You have to pay an hourly rate. You have to do it during business hours, so you have to take time off of your busy day, find parking or catch a bus or whatever the hell you do to get there. And it sucks. Well, with LegalZoom.com, you can take care of a huge amount of things from the comfort of your own home, 24/7, anytime you want. And you can do it easily. You can count on LegalZoom for all the details, starting an LLC, starting a nonprofit or more, forming a last will or a living trust. And LegalZoom has helpful support. They have the right people standing by, ready for your questions, all based in the U.S. Legal advice. LegalZoom isn't a law firm, but they have a network of independent attorneys who can review contracts, help with employment laws, and advise you on the many hurdles that may pop up when you run a business. And no surprises. LegalZoom provides complete transparency with upfront pricing, customer reviews, and satisfaction guarantee. So, see how LegalZoom can make life better for you and your business today, and make sure you enter Rogan at checkout for special savings. That's LegalZoom.com and enter Rogan at checkout. We are also brought to you by NatureBox. NatureBox, yummy, delicious snacks. They send right to your mailbox every month, and you can choose what kind of snacks you're into. If you're into low sugar, if you're into gluten-free, all kinds of cool stuff. There's a bunch that I really enjoy. My favorite that I've talked about so much that I probably shouldn't talk about them anymore because they're always out of stock is the Sriracha cashews. Damn, those things are good. A nice snack. I like peanut butter nom-noms when I cheat on my diet. They're yummy. They're delicious. They have no artificial colors, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners. And a lot of them very healthy. Big Island pineapples. Those are my favorite. And I've talked about this before. One of my favorite things to do is take those Big Island pineapples, put sriracha cashews in there, and make like a little taco. Whew. It's very simple to do. You go to naturebox.com, check out their snack catalog. There's over 100 different snacks to choose from. They're constantly adding delicious new snacks. You choose the snacks you want. They'll deliver them right to your door. And with NatureBox, you never get bored. There's new snacks each month, inspired by real customer feedback. And if you ever try a snack you don't like, NatureBox will replace it for free. And right now, you'll save even more because NatureBox is offering listeners of this podcast 50% off your first order when you go to naturebox.com/Rogan. That's naturebox.com/Rogan for 50% off your first order. naturebox.com/Rogan. All right. My guest today is Dan Flores. And Dan is the author of Coyote America. He's also the author of American Serengeti. And he is I guess he's a wildlife historian. That's what he is. And a former professor and a brilliant guy. And just, man, I love this podcast. And this is a book that I've been talking about on the podcast that I heard about from Steve Rinella. He was on Steve Rinella's Meat Eater podcast, and it's an amazing episode. You should check that out as well. And I just had a great time with Dan. So enjoy it, folks. Dan Flores.
Joe Rogan Podcast, check it out.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Boom, we're live. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, Joe. It's good to meet you, man.
Great to meet you, and thank you very much for doing this. I've learned more about coyotes over the last couple of months reading your book and listening to your podcast with my good friend Steve Rinella, which was amazing. Yeah. Whew, what a crazy animal that is. You know, I have coyotes all around my neighborhood, and it became a very close to me when I saw one of my chickens get captured by a coyote, and I watched him hop the fence with a chicken in his mouth. I'm like, God damn, these motherfuckers. They're just all around us. Especially, I live in a fairly rural area around here. About 40 minutes outside of LA, so it's, you know, the nights are quiet and you hear them screaming in the night, and Absolutely. I didn't know much about them until I started reading your book, man.
Yeah, they're an amazing animal. I mean, I think there's not really another mammal aside from us that has a biography like these animals do, and that's kind of one of the reasons I got fascinated with them. They were doing the same thing around me when I was a kid growing up in Louisiana. I mean, and that's sort of the beginning of my getting captivated by these little small wolves, because they were suddenly showing up in the bayous and swamps of Louisiana when I was 12, 13, 14 years old. And as far as I knew, this was an animal that was supposed to be in the deserts of the West. And so that seemed to be something that, you know, commanded one's attention, that this critter is appearing in places where you would never expect it. And now, of course, everybody in the country is dealing with them.
That is so fascinating that in our lifetime, they have spread from the American Southwest to every single state and literally every single city in the country.
Yeah, that's true.
And I just got somebody sent me this yesterday, that somewhere in Georgia, they have some sort of a bounty on these wolves. Coyotes. That's one thing a lot of people don't realize, that a coyote is a wolf.
Yeah, it's a separate species from gray wolves and red wolves, but it's out of the North American wolf line. I mean, coyotes are distinctively North American animals. They come out of canid evolution that began here 5.3 million years ago. So, they're small wolves. And
did I send you this, Jamie? No? You found it? Oh, beautiful. This is the Georgia Coyote Challenge. Apparently they're offering some sort of bounty for each coyote killed. Now, what's fascinating about this, and one of the things that I learned from your book, is that when a coyote yells, when they're doing their call in the night, they're essentially making roll call. And when one of them doesn't respond, the female generates more pups.
Yeah, it's one of the many things that's probably happening when they're howling. I mean, they are taking a census basically of coyote populations in the area, And the result of that census can very well be it produces some sort of chemical or metabolic change in the females, the breeding females, the alpha ones, and they